Daily Bible Reading, 1 Kings, chapter 10. The Queen of Sheba heard of Solomon's fame through the name of the Lord, and she came to test him with hard questions. She arrived in Jerusalem with a very large retinue, with camels bearing spices, a great quantity of gold and precious stones. When she came to Solomon, she asked him all that she had in mind. Solomon had answers for all her questions. There was nothing that the king did not know, nothing to which he could not give her an answer. When the Queen of Sheba observed all of Solomon's wisdom, and the palace he had built, the fare of his table, the seating of his courtiers, the service and attire of his attendants, and his wine service, and the burnt offerings that he offered at the house of the Lord, she was left breathless. She said to the king, "The report I heard in my own land about you and your wisdom was true, but I did not believe the reports until I came and saw with my own eyes that not even the half had been told me. Your wisdom and wealth surpasses the reports that I heard. How fortunate are your men, and how fortunate are those your courtiers, who are always in attendance on you and can hear your wisdom. Praise be the Lord your God, who delighted in you and set you on the throne of Israel. It is because of the Lord's everlasting love for Israel that he made you king to administer justice and righteousness." She presented the king with 120 talents of gold, and a large quantity of spices and precious stones. Never again did such a vast quantity of spices arrive as that which the Queen of Sheba gave to King Solomon. Moreover, Hiram's fleet, which carried gold from Ophir, brought in from Ophir a huge quantity of almug wood and precious stones. The king used the almug wood for decorations in the house of the Lord and in the royal palace, and for harps and lyres for the musicians. Such a quantity of almug wood has never arrived or been seen to this day. King Solomon in turn gave the Queen of Sheba everything she wanted and asked for, in addition to what King Solomon gave her out of his royal bounty. Then she and her attendants left and returned to her own land. The weight of the gold which Solomon received every year was 666 talents of gold, besides what came from tradesmen, from the traffic of the merchants, and from all the kings of Arabia and the governors of the regions. King Solomon made 200 shields of beaten gold, 600 shekels of gold to each shield, and 300 bucklers of beaten gold, 3 minas of gold to each buckler. The king placed them in the Lebanon forest house. The king also made a large throne of ivory, and he overlaid it with refined gold. 6 steps led up to the throne, and the throne had a back with a rounded top, and arms on either side of the seat. 2 lions stood beside the arms, and 12 lions stood on the 6 steps, 6 on either side. No such throne was ever made for any other kingdom. All King Solomon's drinking cups were of gold, and all the utensils of the Lebanon forest house were of pure gold. Silver did not count for anything in Solomon's days, for the king had a Tarshish fleet on the sea, along with Hiram's fleet. Once every 3 years the Tarshish fleet came in, bearing gold and silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks. King Solomon excelled in all the kings on earth in wealth and wisdom. All the world came to pay homage to Solomon and to listen to the wisdom which with God had endowed him. And each one would bring his tribute, silver and gold objects, robes, weapons and spices, horses and mules, in the amount due each year. Solomon assembled chariots and horses. He had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horses, which he stationed in the chariot towns and with the king in Jerusalem. The king made silver as plentiful in Jerusalem as stones, and cedars as plentiful as sycamores in the Shephelah. Solomon's horses were procured from Mizraim and Kue. The king's dealers would buy them from Kue at a fixed price. A chariot imported from Mizraim cost 600 shekels of silver, and a horse 150. These in turn were exported by them to all the kings of the Hittites and the kings of the Arameans.